tell you guys how you should act and how you should go about your work life when dealing with managers that you possibly don't like. A lot of these managers, like I said, bathrooms tonight, and I was like looking at him like, do you? Like, what? Do you want to clean the bathrooms tonight, sir? Like, you have managers that will try your shit, and then welcome back to another video. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Patricia, and videos that you can find on my page are story times, lifestyle videos, how to cook, how to clean, how to do good at school, do good at your job. I mean, just a whole bunch of different content. So if you would like to join the family, I would hope that you guys consider subscribing. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and go ahead and comment down below how your day is going. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing with y'all the different kind of managers. Now, the reason I'm going to be doing this video is simply because I did receive a comment, okay? This one specific comment that I wouldn't say brought down my mood, but I can relate, and I understood where the person was coming from, and I understood why the person decided to make the decision that that person made. So I'm not going to answer the comment or anything because I guess I don't want to like expose the person like that. It wasn't a bad comment. Basically, the comment said that one of the subscribers I had got the job at Publix thanks to my video. I don't know if it was a girl or a boy because the channel name was like a broad name, so I don't know if it was a girl or a boy. But basically, he or she was thanking me. It was like a big paragraph, like this long. He was thanking me, or she was thanking me, saying that because of my videos and because of my help and knowledge and being able to answer back to, you know, the comments and stuff like that, that person was able to obtain a job at Publix and that they were so excited. And I had seen that channel comment on like some of my other videos, so I kind of like recognized, you know, the comment. And, you know, they were very appreciative, whatever. But then as you keep reading, it said, unfortunately, in my store, there's very bad management. The managers haven't been giving me hours, and the managers aren't professional. I feel like they're picking on me, and da-da-da-da. And basically, she goes on saying that because of the people at the actual store is why that, you know, my subscriber feels that he or she should not work at Publix anymore, and that he or she already put their 2 weeks in. So the reason I'm doing this video is because before you put in your 2 weeks, let me give you guys this piece of knowledge. I'm not going to tell you what to do or what to not do. I'm simply going to put out this knowledge, put out this advice, and based off this advice, make the decision that you feel works best for you. I've been in that, you know, in those shoes, okay? Publix is not perfect. Companies are not perfect. My channel is not perfect. And Publix doesn't pay me or, you know, sponsor me to sit here and say specific things. These are all just my natural and raw, real views and opinion about the company. But like everything in life, there's also its downfalls. So I'm not trying to occult that from you guys. So therefore, I can allocate a separate video where I name some of the downfalls, or not downfalls, but things that I specifically would say that could be better. But in today's video, I'm just going to tell you guys how I would specifically handle that case scenario and how I have. Because I've also myself gone through stuff in the company. I wasn't this perfect, you know, cashier, perfect this. I've gotten into trouble in the company. I've gotten my fair share of punishment too. So it's like, I'll share that with you guys if you guys want to know. But hear this out before you make permanent decisions, because a lot of times after I share the advice I'm about to share you guys, because I have, you know, some of my coworkers did leave the company, and after I told them certain things or certain ways that they could have handled it, they were like, damn, we regret it. And they tried to reapply, and it wasn't as easy to get back in. So hear this out before you put your 2 weeks in. And unfortunately, my subscriber already put their 2 weeks in, and I think he or she is kind of like definite on leaving. I think they're gonna go work at GameStop, he said, or she said. Not GameStop, I'm sorry, Hobby Lobby. That's what he said, or she. But that's fine. And, you know, in the paragraph, they did express that they were sad to leave Publix. So I'm just like, if you're sad, then don't leave. Just lower your days, lower your availability. You don't gotta leave, babes. Stay in the company. Get the benefits, get, you know, everything, and don't leave. But Anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and share this. I'm gonna talk to you guys about, the different managers and kind of like why they act the way they act, just so that you guys can understand, because I feel like it's so much easier to understand someone when you can understand where they're coming from, okay? And I'm not trying to excuse anyone, but for example, you might understand better a kid who's out hungry in the streets if you know the backstory. Some people be just so quick to judge, like, oh, look at that kid, he could be working, he could be this, but maybe if you understood the backstory, then you would understand. So I know it's like two completely different examples, but maybe if y'all understand some of the stories of these managers, then you can understand a little bit where they're coming from when they tell you guys specific things. And like I said, none of this is, I'm forced to say, none of this is sponsored. This is just me with lots of experience in the company. So let's get into it. Now, first thing, in order to become a manager, you have to be a full-time employee, indicating that you have to work 40 hours a week at least, okay? So these managers be putting in sometimes 45 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours, a lot more hours, overtime, all that stuff, but you have to work 40 hours at least. So for example, me, I'm a customer service associate / pharmacy technician. I actually just got off work, hence my uniform. But I can't be a team leader because I don't work full time. So any position from team leader and up, which would be assistant manager, customer service manager, store manager, anything like that, you have to work 40 hours and up. And if you don't, you don't qualify to, ROI for the position. So these managers allocate a lot of their times to Publix, okay, to working for someone else. And just like you and me, they also had dreams, and I've met a lot of managers tell me that they wanted to be something completely different than what they are. A lot of times when people fail, at certain things in life, they just go through an easy route. And I'm not saying Publix is an easy route, but it is a very open route, especially for people who don't want to go to college. And it's a very, I don't know the exact word, but it's a very good company. It gives you like a really good chance at life if you don't go to college. You know why? Because a lot of times when you don't go to college, unless you can like hit the jackpot, and like start a mega business and do things like that, because that's the example everyone loves to use when they say that they don't want to go to college. Oh, so-and-so who invented Amazon didn't go to college, or da-da-da. But it's like, not all the case scenarios are like that. But a lot of these people who don't go to college, a lot of times they don't end up making six-figure incomes because most jobs that hire you without a college degree will pay you less. So Publix, considering you don't need a college degree, but you can still make a six-figure income and move your way up, it's like an open door. Amazing company, still gives you benefits, still gives you a lot of things. All you got to do is work your way up. So it's a very considerable company, I would say. I don't know the exact word, but y'all get what I'm saying. Like, not a lot of places would give you that kind of opportunity without a degree. And I don't know, at least where I'm from, people hate studying, okay, and going to school and stuff. I'm one of those people, but like, I'm aware that, I have to in order to obtain what I want to specifically do. Now, a lot of these managers will tell me, oh, I wanted to be, one of them told me like a poet. Another one said like journalism, like their major was journalism, but they couldn't find a job in that field. So they got into Publix and then they moved their way up, and now they're just comfortable because it's easy to get comfortable at Publix because you have the same routine, you start seeing the same customers, you realize that the pay is not, it's maintainable, and you get comfortable. So it's just up to you. Like, do you want to stay on your feet, stay moving, stay doing stuff, or you want to stay comfortable? Now, these managers, like I said, they aren't always, the happiest. They feel like maybe they didn't succeed at what it is that they wanted to do in life. And, you're going to have all kinds of managers. You're going to have happy managers ready to help, managers that look like they're miserable. You're going to have managers that are rude. You're going to have all kinds of managers. And sometimes you're just going to sit here and be like, how did this person become a manager? And I've sat here and asked the same thing. I'm like, damn, how did that person become a manager? But it's like, they did, right? They did. Like, that's it. They're the manager, you're not the manager. So you kind of have to just let it go. You can't sit here and keep bashing that person for what it is. Now, the number one thing my mom taught me when I was young is it's better to, if people want to underestimate you, let them. Play dumb. Play like, oh, I didn't know, you can do that. Because if people are underestimating you, let them. If people are like, oh, she probably doesn't know, and you genuinely do know, don't sit here and be like, no, I know. No, be like, yeah, I don't know. Even though you do, because they're already underestimating you. So feed into what they're doing. Okay, so I know I'm telling you guys that there's going to be good and bad managers, and you guys are probably like, okay, we know this. What's the point of you telling us? I'm going to tell you guys how you should act and how you should, go about your work life when dealing with managers that you possibly don't like. A lot of these managers, like I said, considering they got to put so much time into Publix and stuff like that, or into their company, because this is anywhere. A lot of times, they date people within the company. So one of my store managers was married to another store manager and stuff like that. Like, I see that be so common where they date like one another because they understand, the scheduling and stuff like that. Because Publix doesn't schedule you just 9 to 5, you work different schedules. So they understand the scheduling, so I feel like they end up with each other. I've met a lot of managers who are single, and they tell me, oh, I have to work so many hours at Publix, and I never have time to go out, and da-da-da. So, I guess the love life isn't too hot, because, you work a lot at Publix. You do. You put a lot of hours in, okay? So these managers, some of them want kids and stuff like that, and they haven't been able to accomplish that. They maybe didn't accomplish their dreams. Maybe they're not where they want to be. It does take time to move up. So even though it's a company that promotes within, you don't just move up every year and then in 5 years you're a manager. It doesn't always happen like that. So keep in mind, like, this is all they know. And I remember when I first started Publix, there's this position called FEC, front end coordinator. And it's basically like you're the manager in charge, even though you're not legitimately like a manager. And I remember when I first started Publix, I took that position so seriously. I'd be like, oh my gosh, guys, we gotta get cards. I'm always moving around. I was always trying my best because I felt like, damn, like, this company is mine. Like, I gotta run the show and da-da-da. So a lot of times, these managers, I feel like I keep repeating the same word. But yeah, a lot of times this is all they know. They want to feel like they're in charge of something and they have control of something. So that's why they're kind of like on top of the baggers and cashiers and stuff like that. Because I can relate because I've been there. I was there where I would be like, oh my God, the baggers aren't listening. And, I have to make sure there's enough carts and da-da-da. I wanted to prove a point that I was, a good manager, even though I wasn't really like the manager. And I mean, as time went by, I was just like, okay, like my position switched anyway, so I wasn't, I didn't have the FEC anymore. But a lot of times, like, these managers want to feel in charge and stuff like that, so they tell you what to do. And as the young generation, the baggers and cashiers are just like, bro, shut up. But I mean, they want to feel in control. Like, that's what they're paid to do, to manage, the people below them. So that's just like a little bit of background information. But getting onto how you should handle it, like I said, the best way to handle it, if they want to come at you with some type of like, oh, you didn't know that you had to get cards? No. Like, if they're gonna accuse of you, how do I say this, like, in a way to, because every single store is going to have different managers. You're gonna have managers that want to help you. You're gonna have managers that are genuinely there for you, who care about you. You're gonna have managers who don't care about you. I remember I had a manager one time who was like, it was raining and I didn't get the carts because it was raining, and he was like, do you want to clean the bathrooms tonight? And I was like, looking at him like, do you? Like, what? Do you want to clean the bathrooms tonight, sir? Like, you have managers that will try your shit and then come and try to defend themselves if you bring it up to a bigger manager. If I would have gone up to a bigger manager and been like, bro, this is what he said to me, he would have easily said like, oh, it was just a joke. So, and then it's going to be the manager's word versus mine, and it's not going to be good. So, like I'm saying, it's good to follow the rules. It's always good to follow the rules and stuff. But a lot of times you got to be smart within yourself. Because in that moment, there's no other manager there to defend you. You got to defend yourself in a respectful way. But if you need to throw a little bit of shade, because that's what they do to you. Education is everything. And I'm not talking about the education where you go to school, but educate yourself on the guidebook or the guideline book, the handbook. Educate yourself on the handbook, because the minute they violate that stuff and they think you're the one that they can play with, you're the one that they can mess with, you pull out. And baby, let me tell you, I've pulled that out. They think a lot of times that they can walk over younger people. I'm a female, you know, I like the makeup and the glam and hi, how are you? And you know, all that to keep the customers happy. And they tried my shit one time. They tried it, y'all. And I was not having it. They was gonna make me look so bad. I think that they was trying to make me lose my job. I pulled out that handbook. I printed out the pages, highlighted and everything. I said, what y'all doing is a violation of section 2.1 or I don't know what section it was. And I read it to them and I pulled out the papers. And they was just kind of like, all right, it's a wrap. Yeah, no, it's not a wrap, sir. I would like to discuss now what it is that y'all are violating. I'm not the one, babes. I'm not the one. I make sure all my customers is happy. I have a great personality, I would say. You know, I'm always smiling and happy and everything. But don't try my shit and then back off when you see that I'm not as stupid as what you thought I was. Don't do that. So make sure that you yourself are educated. Educate yourself on what you're entitled to, the benefits, the stuff that these managers might be violating as to why you feel so uncomfortable. You know, stuff like that. If you need to print it, you can. You can request a free copy off the actual website. So make sure you have that education in the back of your head so that they don't have to try your shit and you think that, oh, you know, that's what it is. That's not what it is. Which bullet point did they violate? Which one? Because they violated some of them. These managers be violating them bullet points for real. Anyways, next tip, okay, other than educate yourself, next tip would be to stay away from the drama. Like I said, these managers sometimes like to get involved with their actual associates, okay, and it's technically not allowed. And I've seen this so often. And I, you know, like in the beginning, when I first started working at Publix, I didn't really know that that was like looked down upon. And like one of the managers was always on my, you know, back, literally. And I've done videos. I was like sugar daddy at work. Coworker tried to get me fired because of it. Like this man was on my shit. And I was like, hey, like what's up? Like da-da-da. And then someone told me like, oh, managers don't like to see other managers with associates. And I was like, back off. But yeah, I would strongly suggest don't get involved with someone at your store because when it ends, it's awkward, number one. And number two, it's looked down upon if that person has a higher position than you. Every case scenario is different. I'm not going to tell y'all what to do, what to not do, but just be careful because some of these managers like to be sassy with all their employees, especially the managers that close. So every single manager has to work one night a week where they close the store, okay? It could be the deli manager, the meat manager, it don't matter what department, they just have to close the store. So these managers like to be like, oh, like, you know, you're closing with me tonight? And you're just like, bro, you're weird. So make sure, you know, try to stay away from that. I've been in the position where I'm just like, hey, like, you know, what's up? Like, I've been cool with some of these managers. So, you know, I'm not going to say everyone's the same because there was good candidates out there, let's say, like nice managers that were, let's say, trying to take me out. But it does become a messy situation and it is kind of awkward after that. They do switch managers like every 2 years from the store. But I mean, still, you don't want to have like that reputation, I feel like. And these managers are older. So if you're like my age watching this, they might be a little too old for you unless you like them older. I don't know. But yeah, moving forward. A lot of these managers like to act like they big balling, like all this money. A department manager is making like 60 bands a year. Do with that information as you will. Some people think that's rich in their eyes. Some people think that's poor in their eyes. I don't know. These managers want to act like they're making like $500,000 a year. Y'all are making 60K a year, okay? And I mean, it's not a bad salary or anything, but you're not rich either, okay? Like, I'm tired of people making it seem like it's something else than what it really is. Like, humble down. Next thing I would say, which is such a big one, if you're not happy with the company, if you're not happy with the coworkers, the management, you're not happy with the hours, you're just not happy with anything, this is such a big one. Like, hello, this is for the people that were trying to quit. Lower your availability. Put that you can work once a week or something. Technically, you're not going to get fired if you put that you can work once a week. And you'll probably only get scheduled once a week and still have access to buying stock and stuff like that. Me personally, who's into like that stock and investment type stuff, this is such a big one for me. One of the major reasons I wouldn't want to leave Publix, because I do make more money working in other places and doing other things. rather than Publix. But one of the biggest reasons I don't want to leave Publix is because of the stock. Okay, so if you are going to leave Publix, buy stock before you go. Okay, and if you aren't going to leave Publix, put that you can work like once a week so you have access to the stock, access to certain things, and then go find yourself a job somewhere else, but technically still be a Publix employee so that you can, still be part of the company. That's such a big one. All my friends made that error. They were like, damn, bro, we didn't think of it like that. You can't get fired for putting that you can work once a week. And a lot of times the managers are going to be like, oh, that just doesn't work in our schedule. And they probably won't schedule you. And it's not your fault if they don't schedule you. So why leave? That's all I'm saying. Why leave? But it's definitely up to y'all. So those are like what? I'm at like the 4th tip or maybe like the 5th tip. Maybe at the 4th tip. Next, it's a 5-tip video, okay? I just want to throw that out there. It's a 5-tip video, so it's not going to be super long. But the 4th tip I would give you guys is to just go there with a good attitude. And like I said, if you know what you're entitled to and you know that you're not doing anything wrong, who cares? So for example, today, I went to work with my blue lashes, okay? So I walk in, and people are staring at me like, damn, this girl crazy or something like that. I'm not doing nothing wrong. So I just walk, mind my business, keep it moving, do my work, punch out, and leave. And that is what y'all need to do too. So many people want to waste time and sit there and talk. And oh my God, do you think they're judging me? And oh my God, this. Go there to get your work and go. Forget about these managers are probably people who are doing less than you in life. Okay. So like I'm not saying that money or materialistically or anything, but all of these managers, some of them couldn't go to college. Some of them, have a bad past. Some of them just feel stuck in the company. And, if you're a young person or young at heart, I'm not just necessarily saying at age. If you're a person who still has aspirations and wants to do more in life, you're doing better than them, because like some of these managers are they're just stuck there and they want to, use their position of manager to belittle you. And it's like, sir, you have no goals or aspirations. What are you? Like, okay, I get it. You're a manager, but I mean, that's it. Like, no, don't play that. One of the biggest things is just to keep going and to keep pushing through whatever goals it is that you personally have. If you're in school, keep pushing through school, because these managers they just want you to help them with what they need help. They're not going to necessarily always help you. Some will. There have been managers that have changed my life for the better. Like maybe like 2 of them. And there's been managers that, oh my gosh, I thought I was going to have to pop somebody's tire. I'm going to leave it at that. I did a separate video on that. But so it really just depends. And if you can't read your manager, I wouldn't say to necessarily trust them, because you don't know what these people are capable of. Another tip is to keep your personal business outside of these managers, outside of your coworkers. Like, I'm dead ass telling y'all, just go to work and get your job done and go. Like, these people is not really always your friends. You might meet 1 or 2, but that's about it. So keep it moving, Pooh, because you don't know who's going to backstab you, when, where, and how, okay? And it does happen. It happened to me. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment down below how your day is going or any experience that you guys have with your management. Like I said, these are just my personal thoughts and opinions. These were my tips on how I would handle a situation. I always go to work. Sometimes I do stay talking and stuff, but I know for the most part to not put my business out there. I try to just go to work now and go. I know my handbook, so I know that if I'm not violating anything, why should I be stressed about, if a manager is looking at me twisted? Like, I'm gonna be like, yes sir, like, don't be intimidated, okay? A lot of times people want to be intimidated by these managers. Don't be intimidated. That's the biggest thing. I remember the time I sat in a conference room or something with like the district manager and the store manager and I don't know who else. Everyone, all my coworkers were like, oh my God, how was it? Were you so scared? Oh my God, I could never. I would be terrified. I would cry. And I was like, no, I sat in the table with the same pride. Like, if I was the store manager and I said what I needed to say, because at the end of the day, we're all people. We're all working in the same company. Why should I feel less than, the district or regional manager because of what? Because of a title? The title is whatever. Like, if I feel like I didn't violate something, I'm going to stress my point. And if I feel like I did violate something, I'm going to apologize, but that's it. I'm not going to sit here and cry like, oh my God, I have to sit in the room with the district manager. Why? Don't be intimidated. So many people are intimidated. Like, don't be. work for the company, and that's it. They're not gonna throw you out because you make a simple little error. So relax. I know working with management is hard. I know we get some managers who are just and I come from a small store, so all the bad managers a lot of times get sent to my store, or when they do something wrong, they get sent to my store. So I've dealt with a lot of different characters and personalities, and you'd be surprised though when you give someone a chance what they can actually do for you, you know. One of my biggest advice though, like to lastly conclude this video, because I know I said, you know, I was gonna end it like 30 minutes ago and I haven't, but you get further in life with honey. You really do. So even if you gotta bite your lip, okay, and you know, whatever it is that you need to do to get it together, I promise you, if you go to, you know, one of the big managers, okay, people loves going to the team leaders and stuff, and they can't do anything for you. When you go to one of the bigger managers and you're like, look, man, you know, I'm struggling in school. I can't pay for this. I need more hours to meet it. I'm not asking for a handout. I'm asking for the ability or the opportunity to get my hours in. I feel like you will see a change in your schedule. Okay, versus if you go in there demanding stuff, if you go in there with an attitude, because the girls at my store love to catch an attitude and yell at the managers and stuff like that. I promise, if you are a good employee, respectful, and you go in there with good words and good intentions, even if you're biting your lip, bro, okay, because I've been there too. I've been there where I'm like, bro, I'm so mad. This raise is trash. And I've had to bite my lip and be like, this raise isn't what I expected it to be. I got a bigger raise. So always understand that with kindness and genuine soul and just, you know, using your nice words, that you might be able to go further, okay? And trust me, I've, you know, been there where I've, you know, not yelled at my managers, but like I have that in me. I know I'm capable of being like upset sometimes and a hothead and stuff like that, but you don't achieve the same as if you go there, you know, with a respectable personality. And I'm not telling you to be like, please, can I get more hours? I'm not saying that. But if you're like, look, you know, according to this, I'm supposed to be getting 10 hours a week. And right now, I'm not, like, go in there with your facts. Be a professional boss. All right? So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and conclude today's video for real this time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.